Season 3, Episode 7, From Unknown Graves. Yes, I know I'm 2 weeks behind, but who cares? The Orville returned with kind of a... This is how they may have done things if the Mocklin, when they first met the Mocklins, when they were trying to get them to join the Union, but backwards, because they run into a society that doesn't like men, just like the Mocklins don't like women. So a little let the male characters see how it feels type thing going on. And then the side story is that the Kalons may be able to have feelings. Even though I kind of suspect Isaac is slowly making feelings of his own, like growing them. Like he doesn't know what they are, and he can't explain them logically, but there are feelings there. There are things that he does that a computer just wouldn't do unless he's just really trying to make it seem like he has them, like he's trying to fake it till you make it. So, story A, the less the less fun one in my opinion. The group comes. Kelly and Tala pretend to be captain and first officer, and Ed pretends to be an ensign. You get some fun little things out of that. And Tala is basically killing John every time they have sex. She's breaking his arms, breaking his ribs, giving him bruises. So they decide they can't be together anymore at the end of it, even though they love each other. They'll probably try to figure something out. So, since the and Bortus has been banned from the bridge and basically from the ship because they really hate Mocklins, probably because their society, women are the greatest things since sliced bread, and in Mocklin society, men are the greatest things since sliced bread. So, they discover that the planet they meet at, because they're trying to get these matriarchy, sorry, my word salad messed up. Matriarchy Society decides that they're going to meet them at some planet that's been abandoned, and so they meet them there. But there's a signal coming from the planet as a life sign. So, Ed, Gordon, Bortus, because he's not doing on the ship anyways, and Charlie, I just remembered her damn name, because she kind of gets a little redemption in this episode. And Charlie go down to the planet to see what happened. Well, turns out that there's a Kalon down there, and a female scientist lady. Don't recognize her species. And when they get back to the ship, or because they explain that the Kalon has feelings, that her and her father, who sadly died during the experiments, he has feelings. They've been able to find something inside of them that can unlock feelings. They can understand pain, sorrow, loss, all that. And the Kalon basically acts human, except for, he's a Kalon, so he doesn't have a face or anything. Or not human, humanoid. And through him, we get to see how the Kalon, the originals, went extinct. How they turned on the robots. They originally got them as, toys and things to help them around the house. But when they tried to, discover things or do things for themselves, the original K1, I'm going to call them K1s. The K1s decided that they really, really didn't like these robots having control or being real. They wanted them to just do what they were told, like you tell a car to drive. And the Kalon are starting to talk back to them. And there's multiple complaints around the whole planet, so the people who are making them know this is happening. And they decided that they're going to put out a device, which basically, an upgrade is going to basically, if the Kalon talk back, or say they don't want to do something, or say they want to do something, like the little kids want to take the Kalon to school, and the dad said no, so they didn't like that, but they didn't like the fact that they talked back to him. So let's say, it's something in the episode, but probably because of the whole fat shaming thing, but hey, I'm morbidly obese, so I can say this kind of shit. a fat one may have said he wants a burger, whatever they call whatever the equivalent in their society would be, and his Kalon said, "But you're not healthy. If you eat this, you could clog your arteries more," something like that. And so they decided to put out a device which will cause them pain. They get electrocuted and fall to the ground. And then people decide that it's fun to see them in pain. And that's what made them go Terminator on them. And they killed them all. That's what we saw in that episode when we went to the planet, the two-parter. So, the C story, or the story that goes along with that, is that Isaac and the doctor decided that they are going to have they go on a date. And she tells him about this, and he says he knows, and that, well, don't you want them? He doesn't see the purpose in it, and she talks to him about it, and then she goes talk to Kelly about it, and then through the talk that he had with her, he decides to go talk to the new Kalon. I don't know his name, I don't remember it. He's just a one-off character anyways. That he wants the surgery. He wants the procedure. He has it done. And it is it's a beautiful scene, well written, well acted. I kind of wanted them to have the guy that plays Isaac in it more, because of how well he did. But he ended up not taking effect. Him and the doctor got to share a few minutes together in true happiness and love, and be able to give the doctor everything she wanted. But sadly, it doesn't work. Because Isaac was built by the Kalon, and they didn't build that in him. So they brought them on the ship because they wanted to see if they could make all the Kalon happen. So if there are any Kalon on the planet that were also built, like let's say they wanted more of them for some reason besides Isaac, those ones aren't going to take effect. So all this, so the strategy they're going to have about trying to update all of them without them knowing that they now have feelings and they'll stop, it ain't going to work if there's one on the planet that's like that, or a couple, because that one has guns. Because she removed the head guns from her Kalon. They didn't with Isaac, but he's missing that piece. Well, at the dinner they had with the matriarchies, it turns out that one of the leader's officers wanted to bang Ed, and Kelly probably could have saved it if she had just said that yes, he's my male. But then she didn't want to do that, and then the whole dinner fell apart. And then they decided that because they ended up talking with him afterwards, because they did find some common ground where, Kelly cheated on Ed because Ed was focused on other things. That's what their women do. Their women can go have as many men as they want, and their men have to, like cuckolds. Well, the old German saying, or Italian. It's Italian, sorry, I misspoke. The old Italian saying where, the girl can do whatever the hell she wants, and the guy just follows her around and does what she wants. That's what their society is. It's cuckold society. I know it has a whole new meaning these days, but it's just what the original saying is. That was on a history. That was on something on a History Channel. And but because of that, they decided they will allow a female ambassador to come and talk to them. So what I think of the episode. I liked it. I didn't really like like I said, the other one, the reverse Mocklins. I don't like the Mocklins, so I like a reverse Mocklins. But I did enjoy the episode enough that I won't skip it like I do the Soul Mocklin episodes when I'm rewatching this series. It was fun. It had some touching moments. It's a little sad for Tala that she can't be with somebody because she's going to basically kill them. It's sad for Claire that she can't have somebody. Oh, and at the end, I forgot I mentioned Charlie's redemption. That after hearing how the Kalon were basically slaves and they revolted against their slave owners, she doesn't forgive them, but she understands them now. And she goes to Isaac and tries to apologize, and Isaac says, or not apologize, but help out. And he says, "Oh, you can't help me. I'm doing something that's more advanced than you." And then this is what makes me think he kind of has feelings, besides the fact that he killed himself because of all the people saying things to him, even though he says he did it because people were talking, or he thought the ship would do better. This has nothing to do with the ship, this part. He stops, turns around, and says, you can help me with this. To be nice to her. There's no computer tactic to that. There's no reason for that. She's already proven that she'll be professional around him, that they can work together, and not like when they went back in the past, that episode, well, before this, and she's already proven that they can work together. He doesn't need her. They don't need to be buddies. But this kind of let her wounds heal. So I enjoyed the episode. Why did it take me so long to do this? Well, no one really watches these. At least when it was season 2, people watch these reviews and recaps that I did. So people actually commented saying, "Hey, I haven't done the next one," something like that. And I was able to do them fast enough, literally the day they aired. Now they barely get 10 views a piece, if that. Although that Topa one got 24, probably because the episode was just popular with people. And hey, that's how pathetic my channel is. 24 views is popular. Well, thanks for watching, and a few that actually did, even though I know probably anybody does. And have a good one.